Here at San Gennaro, we have the three authors. They are, to your right, Rosanna Caffiallo. In the middle, Mariana Randazzo. And on your left, Philomena Abbas-Smith to speak to you for approximately an hour about what they were doing, giving you their inner thoughts, and doing a lot of emotional sharing. Because here at San Gennaro, we have the three authors. Please welcome them now. Apparently, we have a fourth author who will be introducing themselves and their work. And the name is Raline De Agostino.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. Never did I think on my journey as a young girl from Naples, Italy, that I would be standing here willing to share my story of immigration to the United States. I came into the United States as a young girl at the age of 6 from Bagnoli, Naples, Italy, and I decided to write my book, A Bit of Myself, to share the story with my children. I did not want them to forget where I came from. I did not want them to forget their tradition and their culture, and I wrote the book especially for them. But I'm more than willing to share my story with everyone here, and I hope you enjoy us reading our stories. And now I introduce Mariana Randazzo, who will talk about her book.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mariana Randazzo, and I'm honored to be here today. My story is a story that was passed on to me from my mother and my aunt. And ultimately, they turned out to be two different stories, despite the fact that they were sisters. As I was growing up, I heard my mother tell me wonderful stories about her life in Sicily before, during, and after World War II. Unfortunately, her younger sister, who was only 13 months younger, had a different life going on, which we didn't really know about until we were adults. It turns out that what happened to her was that she was given away to an aunt who had no children of her own. So what I learned in the later years was a story that was very compelling, yet tragic, and something that needed to be told for her sake and for future generations to understand what life was like during, before, and after World War II in Sicily. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rosanna Caffiallo. I am the author of two novels, Bella Fortuna and Carissima. I'm a first-generation Sicilian American. My parents were born in Sicily and came over to New York in the early 1960s. I was born and raised in Astoria, Queens, and my novels are actually both set in Astoria, Queens. And what I try to do in my stories is convey a sense of community that is slowly and sadly diminishing in New York City. My first novel, Bella Fortuna, in addition to being set in Astoria, Queens, it is also set in Venice, and it's about a young woman in her early 30s who owns a wedding dress shop with her mother and two sisters. And this is finally her year to tie the knot. And my second novel, Carissima, is about an Italian silver screen star who shows up, much to everybody's surprise and pleasure, in middle-class Astoria, Queens, and her relationship to her sister who lives there and her secrets from the past. And that book is also set in Rome, so if you love armchair travel, you'll get that as well as get a flavor of what it's like to reside in Astoria, Queens. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti. Sono Raline D'Agostino Maltner, and I guess my books are a little bit different than the other wonderful books that you just heard about. I am a psychologist who specializes in how to live life as the best way you can by maintaining and reconnecting to the traditions of our Italian heritage. So mine are self-help books, and one is called Living La Dolce Vita, Bring the Passion, Laughter, and Serenity of Italy into your daily life, and it's based on 7 basic fundamental principles that Italian lifestyle has always been based on. When you get that feeling from going to Italy that life is just a simpler, more dolce, sweeter way of being, that's why I wrote this book, so that it would live on forever. This book, Lemons into Limoncello, From Lost to Personal Renaissance with the Zest of Italy, was written for those of you who are going through challenge and need to find that strength that the Italian heritage holds the secrets to. And by the way, these tenets, these principles are also supported by the psychological research. I write a weekly advice column for the Italian Tribune, a wonderful paper. I write frequently for Fra Noi magazine. I've written a weekly column for America Oggi in the past. And I also have a weekly radio show called The Italian Art of Living Well. Rosanna will be my guest interview tomorrow morning, in fact. I'd like to promote all things Italian. We have recipes, we have Italian advice, which is what I do, and news from Italy, and everything you need to either learn about or stay connected to our Italian heritage. As the former research director for AIDA, the American Italian Defense Association, one of the things very near to my heart is also combating negative stereotypes of Italians and Italian Americans. So I did a nationwide survey about where these media stereotypes take us and why we need to reverse them, because for us, being of Italian heritage is this. It's positivity, it's camaraderie, it's familia, it's good food, it's good times, it's pursuing our dreams no matter what life hands us. So that's a little bit about what I do, and I thank you very much for coming today.